friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel. Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. We are down to the final 8 teams in year 2 of the Lsufl, and we come to you live from Buffalo, New York, where the Cincinnati Bengals visit the Buffalo Bills. The Bengals won the wild card matchup against the Steelers last week, a game that got close and then turned into a rout. The Bengals vanquishing the Steelers after falling both times during the regular season. But they have a tall order here today, the best team in football during the regular season. The Bills, they were sensational all year. A big play offense, a stout defense, and the Bills looking to make their charge to Legends Bowl 2. The Bengals will kick off. The Bills will receive. Appreciate you tuning in here as always. Opening kickoff comes. C.J. Spiller is back to return for the Bills as we get this one underway. Should be a good one here in Buffalo. Spiller out across the 20, brought down at the 24. And that's where things will start with that man under center, Joe Ferguson. Ferguson's going to be key in this one. Ferguson overall has had a very solid season, but he was prone to the interception in spurts. He is going to have to protect that football that has been forcing turnovers regularly in the late season. And off here, O.J. Simpson. O.J. obviously will be a big part in this game. He'll be his leading rusher. He's out to the 38, big opening carry, and a good start for the Bills, 1st and 10, out to the 38. Simpson, the lone setback here with Ferguson under center. Fakes the handoff, goes out the little quick wide receiver screen there. That'll pick up 4. Jared Butler with the reception. Get Butler involved. Again, Butler, Albert Dubenian, the big receivers on this squad. J.D. Hill also contributes to that. Dawson Knox, the tight end. Speaking of tight ends, 2 tight ends set here for the Bills on 2nd and 6. It's Simpson to the outside in inches. LeMar Parrish comes up for the tackle at the 48. See what Coach Sean McDermott has up his sleeve here on 3rd and inches. Just underway here in Buffalo. Handoff, 1st down in the Cincinnati territory. That's C.J. Spiller, his first carry of the game. He picks up 5 down to the 47. Crowd here in Buffalo, technically Orchard Park, suburb of Buffalo. But Buffalo nonetheless. We can say the Jets and Giants play in New York when they play in New Jersey. We can sorely say that the Bills play in Buffalo. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle. Here's O.J. O.J. takes the defender for a ride there. Pick up a 4. Geno Atkins on the stop. It'll be 2nd and 6 from the 43. See that man, number 44, Albert Dubenian. Dubenian has tended to perform in a big way in our live Bills games that we stream on the channel. Look for Dubenian to come up big here. Coming up there is O.J. Simpson. He's got a 1st down to the 36. So far, a good opening drive here for Buffalo. Ken Riley coming up for the stop. The sticks will move again. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bills. Hermit puts Ferguson into the shotgun here. Spiller to his left. Play draw, Spiller up the middle. Big hole there down inside the 30 to the 28. And that's Atkins who's going to be checking out of this one. Looks like he got a little bit dinged up on that one. He's staying on the bench with his helmet on. Usually a sign that he will not be out for too long. 2nd and 2 for the Bills. And this is the first of our 4 divisional playoff games. Come to you here on the channel this week. receivers to the high side. Handoff up the middle of Simpson. Good tackle there. Stopped just shy of the marker. I believe that was Jim LeClair. Has become somewhat. I'm sorry, that was Bates up on the tackle. Not LeClair. Jim LeClair is some kind of a folk hero in Cincinnati. He is not going to have to buy himself a drink. There's Jim. Cincinnati, any point in the foreseeable future. Big stop in week 14 on the last play of the game. Ozzie Newsome at the 1. Oh, big hit there. Pass in the hands and then out of the hands. Butler takes a shot from LeMar Parrish. Can't hold on, and that'll bring up 4th down. 4th and 1. We'll see what the Bills do here. They're going to go for it. 4th and 1 from the 27. Sean McDermott elects to go for it on 4th and 1. Short pass over the middle, complete, 1st down, and the 4th down conversion works. Pass there, that's Hill, pick up with 7 over the middle, down to the 19. And LeClair had that big stop from Newsome on the final play of week 14 to send the Bengals into the postseason. And then he had the pick 6 of Ben Roethlisberger in the Wildcard game. 1st and 10 at the 19. Here's Simpson. Simpson looks for a hole, tries to stiff arm his way to some extra yardage, but only picks up 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Nelson off the stop. Let's putting together a very solid opening drive here. Penny in on the low side. Butler up top. Delay handoff. Bouncing off one tackler, bounces off another, but they swarm. Simpson picks up 4. 7 carries on the opening drive for OJ. Down to the 14, it'll be 3rd and 4. Four receivers set here. Spiller to Ferguson's left. From the 14, Ferguson stands in, looks out of the backfield, incomplete. Can't believe that the Bills would go for it here on this one. That was intended for Fred Jackson out of the backfield. So the Bengals bend but don't break. And now Scott Norwood will come on for a 31-yard field goal attempt. That kick is up, and it is good. So the Bills get on the board first. That was a low kick. That almost thought that was going to be blocked, but Norwood puts it through the uprights. And the Bills have a 3-0 lead, 8:13 left here in the first quarter. That's got to feel like a small victory of sorts for the Bengals, though. The Bills were moving that ball well. Now the Bengals, MVP candidate Ken Anderson, will get their first chance with the ball. See what Coach Sam Weish and his squad can dial up. LeMar Parrish from the 3. Out across the 20. Out across the 25. Parrish, good return there. Gets out across the 30. Out to the 33. So there you see Ken Anderson. Anderson during the year, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He was terrific for the Bengals. This is a very, very tough Bills defense. 1st and 10, Anderson handoff. Up the middle, they give it to the up back there. Giovanni Bernard gets the first carry of the game. He's brought down by Ted Washington. It's a pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 35. Set again for Cincinnati. Another handoff up the middle. That's James Brooks. Brooks had a very good season. Went over the 1,000-yard mark. He picks up 4 there. It'll be 3rd and 4. Short drop, look over the middle, slant complete into Cincinnati territory. That's A.J. Green. It's a pickup of 15. And a first down in the Buffalo territory, down to the 46. Slant route. Anderson hits him in stride. Receivers to the low side, no one up high. Play handoff there. Brooks looks for space. He's brought down by Bruce Smith. They have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. It'll be 2nd and 10. Pair of receivers to the high side instead of the low side. Simpson drops pass out of the backfield. It's caught by Brooks, but he is tackled right away. Pick up 5. Shane Conlon on the stop. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 41. 5 minutes left here in the opening quarter. Anderson in the shotgun sandwich. Stands, looks. Anderson rolls left. He's going to have to throw this one away. Bruce Smith was hot on his heels, and Anderson chucks it away. It'll be 4th and 5, and the Bengals will have to punt. Smith has some words with Anderson at the end of that one, letting him know he's going to be in that backfield all day. Lee Johnson will come on to punt for Cincinnati. He'll try to pin Buffalo deep. Angles this one towards the sideline. Took a pretty good kick. It's out of bounds at the 7. Good job by Johnson. They'll pin Buffalo. Inside their 10. Bills went down the field. An impressive opening drive. Bengals were able to stall them out late. They had to settle for 3. Simpson 7 carries on the opening drive. And up the middle here. There's nothing there. Picks up a yard. That's it. Bills, a fairly balanced offense. They lean a little bit towards the pass. OJ is certainly not going to lean too far. 2nd and 9. Ferguson stands in. Sends his pressure, rolls, throws. He's going to throw that one away. Incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 9. And huge for the Bills in this one is for Ferguson to not make mistakes. Tends to come through with big plays. He'll throw his touchdowns, but he has thrown his picks as well. The shotgun here on 3rd and 9. Blitz coming for the Bengals, and they get him. Oh, boy. That's LeClair with the sack. They're going to say forward progress. They say Ferguson was knocked into the end zone. They're going to spot that at the 1. Now, I'm not sure Bengals fans are going to be happy with that, but the Bills avoid the safety. They will have to punt, though, from the shadow of their goalposts. Parrish takes the punt at the 38. That's a good kick there, and he gets it out across midfield in the Buffalo territory, and that's where the Bengals will start out their 2nd drive. That was very, very close to being a safety, but Jim LeClair just continues his terrific run here at the end of the season defensively for Cincinnati. And off there, Brooks doesn't find a hole. He does, however, find Matt Milano, who drags him down at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. There's movement. Bill's pointing at the Bengals, saying it's a false start. And they're going to be correct. So Dave Lapham gets whistled there. That's going to push them back into Bengals territory to the other side. Cincinnati now, 2nd and 15 at their 48. Anderson drops. Looks complete. That's Pickens, his first catch of the game. Down to the 45. Pick up a 8. It'll be 3rd. Mike Stratton on the stop. This is a very solid set of linebackers for the Bills. So much so they were able to deal Cornelius Bennett at the trade deadline to the Cardinals. 3rd and 8. Anderson stands in. Good protection. Pass there, incomplete. Anderson misses the mark. And it'll be 4th and 8. And the Bengals will have to punt again. So the straight field position for Cincinnati yields nothing. They go 3 and out. Penalty certainly didn't help matters any there. And Lee Johnson will try to pin the Bills for a second time. One goes out a bit earlier than that, out at the 23. Johnson mad at himself. He wanted that one at least about 10 yards deeper. Hit that one inside the 15. No such luck. Bills start out from their 23. A little bit of room to work. 2 tight ends set, handoff, and OJ is gobbled up there. Breaking through Edwards with the stop. Loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13. Ferguson in the shotgun. Pressure comes. Swings this one out into the flat. That's OJ out of the backfield. Good open field tackle, though. No gain on that one. Simpson brought down at the 20. It'll be 3rd and 13 for Sam Weiss. You can see he's a little bit. Defense blitzes a decent amount. They're not a super blitz defense, but they will come after the quarterback. Especially trying to force issues with Ferguson. Pass here is off the mark. Incomplete. Ferguson only 3 of 7 so far. Bengals defense stands up. Good coverage there by Ken Riley on J.D. Hill. 4th and 13, and the Bills will have to punt. 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Parrish is back. That punt is hammered. He's going to try to return it. Out to the 39. So Anderson and company get to work again. Still looking to find a little bit of a rhythm here in the early going. Hand off Brooks. Brooks tries to get outside. Hard to get the edge on this Bills defense. Right, with the stop there at 2nd and 9. Should bring us to the end of this first quarter. And it will. So, teams will flip sides, get a little new perspective on them. We'll head the second quarter, 3-0 Buffalo. Here, the AFC Divisional playoff. Tune in later on for the second half of our doubleheader, the Chiefs and the Colts. I think that was Tom Sestak got injured on that one. 3rd and 6 from the 43. Anderson in the gun. In. Looks. Right side near the sidelines. Got a receiver. Misses the mark. So neither quarterback seeming quite on their game here in the start of this one. That'll be 4th and 6, and the Bengals will have to punt again. Here comes Lee Johnson for his 3rd punt of the game. Fair catch is called. That one's going to sail into the end zone. The Bills will start from their 20. 3-0 Buffalo just underway here in the second quarter. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Bang that like button if you haven't as of yet. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet as well. And down goes Ferguson. The ball is loose. Bills. Oh no, the Bills didn't scoop it. Oh, maybe they did. Ferguson actually ends up picking that one up. We're going to have to see. That might not. I wonder if the ground forced that fumble. Geno Atkins, who left with that injury before. Well, that looks like the ground clearly forced that fumble. I'm going to see if we're going to get a review of that play. And they're not going to review it, I guess, but the Bills haven't recovered. But they lose a couple extra yards there on that one. Ferguson pass complete. And Riley on the stop. Butler with his second catch of the game out to the 15. It'll be 3rd and 15. Keep an eye on this right now because the Bills are having a hard time picking up that Bengals blitz. Ferguson hit there by Atkins, but he's under pressure again, and once again Atkins gets through on him. Ferguson takes a shot at the end of that play, and Geno Atkins all over Joe Ferguson. That one's thrown away, incomplete. Now the Bills will have to punt again, 4th and 15. Bateman's punt is a good one. So the Bengals will get decent field position again, though. They'll start off in their own 43 here, 13-15 left in the second quarter. Lots of game ahead of them. Anderson changing something up at the line. Short drop, looks, pass is complete. James Brooks on a little wheel route out of the backfield picks up 6 to the 49. It'll be 2nd and 4. In the gun. Swings this one out in the flat. That's his tight end, Dan Ross, out across midfield. James on the stop. That's Ross's first catch. It's only good for 2. That'll bring up a 3rd and 2 from the 49. Sean Curry, real life, just fired by the Handoff. And a big stop there. Shane Conlon comes up for the hit. No gain. 4th down, Cincinnati. Terrific job by Conlon. Again, we talked about this Bills linebacking core and their defense as a whole. Their linebackers have been really, really good. Lee Johnson will punt again. Angle towards the sideline. Good kick from Johnson. Out of bounds at the 7. So Lee Johnson, with the exception of that one punt, more or less doing his job. Bills will start inside their 10-yard line. Still 3-0 Buffalo. Shotgun. Ferguson under pressure. Tries to throw. He's hit. He tucks it, but it's going to be a safety. 2nd sack of the game for the Bengals. And this one gets them on the board. Mike Reed gets through and hammers Ferguson. He's lucky he didn't lose that ball. Geno Atkins was there as well. And the Bengals are getting in Joe Ferguson's face with regularity. It's only 2 sacks, but Ferguson has been knocked down. He's been pressured. He's been on the run a lot. So now it's a weird 3-2 score. Bills will have to punt it away. Bengals will get the ball here and a chance to really take momentum in this game. Start out from their 34. Ferguson had cocked the arm back to try to throw that one away, and then clearly was worried he was going to lose it. Maybe not get the pass off, so he elected to cover and protect it. Takes the safety, 1st and 10, Cincinnati. Delay handoff up the middle. That's Brooks out across the 45. Best carry of the game so far for James Brooks out to the 47. 1st and 10. Boyer on the stop. Motion, play action. Anderson Smith under pressure from behind. Anderson evades the pressure, throws off that one, misses the mark, but Anderson does evade the sack. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Anderson looks complete to Pickens, but he steps out of bounds. I think Anderson led him a little more than he wanted to. Pickens, his 2nd catch of the game, but it'll be 3rd and 8. Anderson, short drop in the pocket. Anderson steps up. He's going to keep it, and Ken Anderson has a first down and more. Down inside the 35. He hits the deck down to the 33. 19 yards for Ken Anderson. Anderson has seemingly had one of these carries each game. He had one against the Browns. He had one against the Steelers in the Wildcard game, and now he has one here. 1st and 10 down to the Buffalo 33. Anderson by no means a scrambler. Takes a snap. Swings this one out into the flat. Bernard, I believe. He gets brought down for a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. Shane Conlon all over that play. Handoff. Brooks, there's nothing there. Loses the yard. Bruce Smith, first man to hit it. It'll be 3rd and 12 from the 35. Anderson in the gun. He's got 3 wide. And Brooks steps up. Anderson this time, he doesn't want to run with it. He's just going to end up throwing this one away. He sends the pressure behind him. Anderson, he probably could have run for a bit there and stepped out and at least given Pelfrey a bit of a better field goal shot. Instead, it'll be 52 yards if they elect to go for the field goal. And they will. Doug Pelfrey from 52 yards out in the cold here in Buffalo. That kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and it's good. Pelfrey hammers that one. That ball is through with plenty to spare. Bit of a tailwind perhaps there. So the Bengals now have a 5-3 lead. After the safety, they get the ball, they go down for the field goal, 5-3, an awkward football score to say the least. 7:42 remaining in the first half. Spiller back to receive. Taken in the end zone, he will down it. The Bills. See if the Bills start to go back to the run a bit. Ran heavily on that opening drive. They've passed it far more than they've run it since then. 1st and 10. Ojak waits for a hole. It opens up. He gets out across the 30 to the 32. Picked up a 7, 43 yards on the ground so far for O.J. Simpson.
Let's go now. Let's go.
2nd and 3, single setback. 2 tight ends, both to the low side. Handoff. First down. O.J. out to the 37. LeClair on the stop. That'll move the chains for the Bills. Ferguson now in the gun. 4 receivers. Stands in, looks over the middle, complete, short game. Picked up with 6. That's Butler, his 3rd catch of the game. It'll be 2nd and 4. Parrish on the stop for Cincinnati. High formation, 2 tight ends. And Simpson, and they're all over that one. Dino Atkins, who's had a terrific game here for the Bengals, breaks through, stops OJ for a loss. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 40. Ferguson in the gun. They opt for the draw, and it almost works. They play it conservatively. OJ gets to the 45, but he is stopped a couple yards shy. On 3rd and long, they go for the delayed draw. Bengals stop him short, though. 4th and 2. He's on the punt. LeMar Parrish tracks it towards the sideline. It goes out of bounds at the 20. Again, the way Parrish has been returning the ball in the last 2 weeks, nobody wants to see him touch it. But he's not if you're a Buffalo. Man in motion, 1st and 10. Anderson handoff. Brooks picks up 4. Out to the 24. 9 carries, only 24 yards. So far for James Brooks. Bengals defense showing up strong and off up the middle. You pick up a 3 or 4. They'll call it a 3rd and 3 from the 26. The spot says the 26. Call it a long 3. Anderson in the gun. Stands in, look, pass complete, 1st down, out across the 40, that's Green. Out to the 43, Anderson now 8 of 13. A.J. Green has a 1st down. Catch is 31 yards so far for A.J. Green. He had the 1st reception in the game for the Bengals as well. Play action. Anderson holds to the near side, now freezes. Now he takes a shot from Bruce Smith as he gets rid of that one. Oh, Smith put his helmet right in Anderson's chest there and plants incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10. Short drop. Anderson. Pass complete. Near the marker, but short. It'll be 3rd and inches. That's Carl Pickens, his 3rd carry of the game. 3rd catch of the game. Conlon on the stop. 3rd and inches. We'll see if that brings us to our 2-minute warning. And it will. 5-3 Bengals. That's not a typo. Safeties make scores look funny. Here we are, 3rd and inches. Cincinnati trying on the move again. Anderson drops, stands in, looks, pass on the sideline, complete. 1st down, Carl Pickens down to the 25 on 3rd and inches. They go to the air. Pickens with a corner route to the sideline, and Anderson puts it perfectly. So Pickens reels it in, 1st and 10 from the 25. Don't expect a review there. He pretty clearly looked like he had his feet down. Anderson stands in. Looks. That time, Smith hits him. Ball is loose. Believe the Bengals recovered, but Bruce Smith, again, Smith has pressured Anderson a couple of times so far. That time he gets to him, jars the ball loose, but the Bengals do recover. 2nd and 19 from the 34. Anderson floats that one incomplete. Pelfrey already nailed one field goal, 52, with plenty to spare going this way. .51 from here, 3rd and 19, Cincinnati. Simpson pass, complete, and he's got the first down. Oh, Anderson hits Pickens. First down to the 12, a huge 3rd down conversion for the Bengals. Pickens had to put in a little work there and run to get that across the marker, but he does so. Turns the corner, fights off a tackler, and finds the marker. 1st and 10, Cincinnati. Bengals will use a timeout here. Lights are on. Still daylight out, but daylight fading. So fans hope daylight isn't fading on their season. Bengals looking to put them in a deeper hole before we head to the half. 2 receivers high, 1 on the low side. Anderson stands, slant, complete, 1st down. Down to the 1. Pickens again. 6 catches in the first half for Carl Pickens. Among the league leaders in receptions during the regular season. Bengals take another timeout here. 1st and goal from the 1. 43 seconds left. See how aggressive Cincinnati goes. They're trying to bang it in on the ground against this stout Bills front 7. They pitch it, try to go wide, ill-advised. That play was read in yesterday's paper by Green. Brooks brought down to the backfield. That is a loss of 7 on the sweep attempt wide. 2nd and goal. That is a very debatable play call there by the Bengals. That might be trying to get too cute. Shotgun, Anderson. Stands, look, pass complete. Down inside the 5, that's Giovanni Bernard. He's driven out of bounds at the 3. Does stop the clock. 3rd and goal. 15 seconds remaining in this first half. Anderson in the gun again. Short drop, pass, misses, incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th and goal from the 3. 12 seconds left. Do you take the field goal here in the short points? I'm inclined to think you do. Doug Pelfrey is going to come on from 20 yards out. This should be a chip shot. Kick is up and good. So the Bengals extend the lead to 8-3. Waning moments of the first half. So much of the talk coming in about the Bills' terrific defense. Deservedly so, but the Bengals' defense has done a great job here. Bills had a very impressive opening drive, but the Bengals clamped down, held them to a field goal. Really, Buffalo hasn't done much since then. Here's the kick, Spilling from the 4. Out across the 20, out across the 25, looks for a seam, brought down at the 26. 6 kicks left on the clock, and it looks like the Bills will just take a knee here and take this one into the tunnel. So we head to the half. The 13-1 Buffalo Bills, the best record in football during the regular season. Head to halftime, trailing 8-3. It has been a defensive war of attrition, to say the least, here in Buffalo. Bengals have a safety and 2 field goals. Bills have just a field goal. Nobody has touched the end zone yet. Bengals will receive to start this second half. throwing on the sideline. Again, he'll get to touch the ball first here in the second half. LeMar Parrish back to return. Here's the kick. Second half underway. AFC Divisional playoff. Parrish from the 1. Out across the 20. They got to the 24. And Anderson will get to work. Clean game so far. No turnovers. Both quarterbacks have actually lost the ball once, but recovered both times. Play action. Anderson rolls to the right. Looking downfield. Pass. Fired near the sideline. Incomplete. Second and 10 coming up. Looks. Pass over the middle, complete. That's Bernard out of the backfield, and he's got a nice chunk out to the 45. Third catch of the game for Giovanni Bernard. Bengals like that wheel route, and that's a perfect one. Anderson hits him in full stride, first and 10 from the 45. Play action again. Anderson looks. Pass incomplete. Anderson 14 of 24 for 144 so far. Second and 10. Handle to the middle. Brooks. Up one will be third and 8. Empty on the high side, 3 receivers to the low side. Drops pass over the middle. Complete. No. Jarred loose. Pickens had it, took a shot, couldn't hold on, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the Bengals will have to punt. Sam Cowart on the hit over the middle. Johnson will punt it away. Bengals towards the sideline will go out of bounds at the 14, and that's where the Bills will take over. Here's the OJ, 13 carries, 50 yards in the first half. Burks in the shotgun with Simpson to his right. Here's OJ. Stutter step. Jukes another defender out past the 20. First down out to the 24. 11-yard pickup for Simpson. Again, OJ got the ball 7 times on that opening. Went to the Bills field goal. He really hasn't touched the ball that much since 6 catches. That was the 7th since that point. First and 10, play action. Rolling right. Ferguson hits Dubenian out across the 40, out across the 45 to the 47. Joe Ferguson, his longest completion of the game so far, 23 yards to Elbert Dubenian. Going to the play action. More out of the Bengals Ken Anderson playbook. Nicely executed play there by Ferguson. First and 10, changing things up. Stands in. Pass. Complete. That's OJ out of the backfield. Down inside the 40 to the 35. First catch of the game for OJ, if I remember correctly. Second, sorry. Catches 18 yards. Brought down by Ken Riley down to the Bengals 35, and the Bills are in business. Ferguson senses pressure. And he's going to go down. Geno Atkins, third sack of the game for the Bengals. Down goes Ferguson. Back near midfield. Atkins having his way in this one. Big performance from Atkins. That's a loss of 11. Ferguson swings that one out to the flat. That's complete. Not too much there, though. Fred Jackson pick up a 5. It'll be 3rd and 16 from the 41. Right now, they are out of Scott Norwood's field goal. Norwood does not have the legs. 58 yards. Ferguson stands. Pressure. Rolls, throws out near the sideline. It's complete, but he steps out of bounds. That's a pickup of 5 for Dawson Knox. But that'll bring up 4th and 11. We'll see if they let Norwood try it from 53. And they will. This is kind of the far end of Scott Norwood's distance. But remember, Pelfrey hit one bomb going in this direction. Norwood's kick is through. So again, win at the back. It worked for Pelfrey. It works for Norwood. Drives it through. 8-6 Bengals. Another field goal for Buffalo. We've still yet to see anybody get into the end zone in this one. Each side with 2 field goals. The Bengals also have a safety. 9:26 left in the third. Geno Atkins out there on special teams too. He's doing it all here for Cincinnati. There's the kick. Parrish. A couple yards deep in the end zone. He's going to try to bring it out. And Adam Brazil advised. Gets out front down at the 19. 9:23 left in the third quarter. First down Bengals from the 19-yard line. And off Brooks. It's up 3. Hasn't been much room for Brooks. 13 carries, 25 yards rushing. And 7. And off Brooks tries to get to the outside, and Bruce Smith brings him down. Terrific tackle from Smith. What was that play to Smith? It's 3rd and 9 from the 20. Smithereens, a word that doesn't really get said much anymore. Dating myself a bit. Ken Anderson. Senses pressure, sees the hole, gets up and throws. He's not going to get to the marker, though. Anderson tucks it and runs for the second time this game. This time, he's somewhat limited. The hole was there, and he didn't have any coverage downfield. Sam Cowher was ready to try to take his head off. Anderson hits the deck, and the Bengals will punt. Lee Johnson's been plenty busy. He and Marv Bateman have both gotten their share of punting action in this game. Johnson hammers. Not too much on the return from C.J. Spiller. Bills will start from the 28. Being drive in the course of this game. Bills got their points. They stopped the Bengals. Now they get the ball back here. Cincinnati's going to want to put the clamps down. Defensive struggle, to say the least. Hand off OJ out across the 35. Picked up from 7, 68 yards. On the ground now for Simpson. In the 3-eye formation. In on the low side, Butler up high. Hand off, Simpson. Not too much there. He gets popped. They're in on the stop. 3rd and 1. things up as they approach the line. Guys moving sides. Short drop. It didn't open up the way he wanted it to, and he's got to throw it away. Ferguson under pressure gets hit there by Carlos Dunlap. Throws that one away. Ferguson thought something was going to open. It looked like on a slant. It wasn't there for him. He looked for something else. Nothing happened, and he threw it away. So the Bengals defense comes up in a big way here. 4th and 1. Bateman will punt it away.
Keep going.
Parrish takes it back at the 12. Not too much there on the return. He gets 3. Bengals start from their 15. 5:51 left in the third quarter. AFC Divisional playoff. Bengals clinging to an 8-6 lead. Handoff. Brooks has a gap. First down and more. Out across the 25 to the 28. 13-yard pickup for James Brooks. Jordan Boyer with the stop. 1st and 10. Handoff again. Oh boy, big hit there. Brooks stopped at the line of scrimmage. Mike Stratton on the tackle. Waylaid at the 28, 2nd and 10. Drops. Pass, he's got Pickens. Pickens turns the corner on Stratton. Stratton knocks him down just shy of the first down marker. I thought Pickens had gotten past him there. Nice job by Stratton. 7 catches down for Carl Pickens. 3rd and 1 from the 37. Inside 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Anderson. Short little handoff there. That's Giovanni Bernard out across the 45. Turns that into a little something out to the 48. 1st and 10. Bernard excited. First and 10 from the 48. Handoff Brooks. Nothing there. Down Matt Milano, the first guy to hit him. That's a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. Pass. Tight coverage, and he gets it in there anyway. That's Chip Myers, his first catch of the game for 16. Anderson threads the needle. McGee all over Myers, and Anderson puts it in there anyway. Myers holds on. 1st and 10 from the Bengals 38. Terrific throw from Ken Anderson. Handoff Brooks. Up of 5 down to the 33. Defense needs to come through here. They don't want to let this become a 2-score game. Handoff. Brooks tries to get to the outside. Smith hits him. And that tackle is followed up. Green finishes it off. Bruce Smith, the one who started, wrecked that play. 3rd and 7 for the Bengals from the 35. Elfrey hit from 52 earlier, going in the other direction. 3rd and 7. Handoff. Oh my goodness. Big head Washington swallows Giovanni Bernard. Loss of 2. Look at that. He's blocking. He just sheds his blocker and gobbles him up. 4th and 9 from the 37. It would be 54 yards from here. They're not going to chance it. Bengals are going to punt. Lee Johnson angles it to the sideline. Out of bounds at the 14. That's where the Bills take over. 2 seconds left. They'll run one more play here in this third quarter. And it's Simpson up the middle. Shifty. Picks up 3. 17 carries, 72 yards for OJ. That brings us to the end of quarter number 3. A defensive battle, to say the least. 8-6 Bengals. As we start quarter number 4. And off Simpson. Simpson fights off a tackler out across the 20 to the 23. It'll be 3rd and 1. Thomas on the tackle. OJ again slips through a gap, and Simpson's off to the races. Out across the 40, fights off a tackler. Oh, OJ throwing the defender down. Out to midfield, 1st and 10. Big run for Simpson. Ken Riley ultimately brings him down, but oh my goodness, terrific run from OJ Simpson, who just threw Tommy Casanova to the ground. Hard run there from OJ. I want to say cutting through the Bengals defense. Some may say that was a bad take. Delayed handoff. Spiller gobbled up, loss of 4. 2nd and 14 from the 46. Ferguson not happy at all. And OJ, 1st down. Close to it anyway. Down to the 41. Simpson running strong here in this 4th quarter, trying to put this Bills offense on his back. 3rd and 2 coming up. OJ's over the 100-yard mark now. Still in the backfield. Saying feed me. 2 tight end set. It's OJ again. He's got the 1st down. 21 carries, 120 yards now for Simpson. Chains move. Down to the Bengals 39. Let the big dog eat if you're Buffalo. Ferguson in the gun here. Late handoff, that's Spiller. Down inside the 35. Pick up a 4. LeClair on the stop. Second and 6. And in motion, pitch to Simpson. Simpson jukes a defender close to the marker. He gets the 1st down to the 28. O.J. Simpson taking control here in the 4th quarter. Down to the Bengals 28-yard line. O.J. takes a break here. 3 receivers to the high side. Ferguson drops back. Pass. Incomplete. Ferguson takes a shot. Mike Reeve gets it. 2nd and 10. Compact set here for the Bills. Handoff. OJ. Not too much there. Down to the 27. 3rd and 9. Get us inside the 10-minute mark left in the game. It's a 44-yard field goal from here. They play it safe. That is, I don't know. I mean, Ferguson has turned the ball over a lot. He hasn't turned the ball over here today, but he has thrown in the interception this season, but I still kind of feel like you've got to take a shot to get a first down there. They play basically for the field goal. This is 44 yards. This is not a chip shot. But Scott Norwood for the lead. Coming up on 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Here's the kick. It is up, and that's not going to be good. So Norwood misses from 44. Again, as I say frequently, in order to fix the Madden glitch where basically field goal kickers, CPU field goal kickers never miss, you had to adjust the sliders a bit, but if you mess with the accuracy, it has field goals missed short rather than wide. So that's why that animation looks as ridiculous as it does. But it got me realistic field goal results for the season. Cosmetically, that animation looks absolutely hideous. I am aware of that. 2nd and 8 now for the Bengals. So Norwood misses from 44. For Scott Norwood. Now it's up to the Bills defense. They swarm. Bring down Brooks there. Pick up a 3. It's 3rd and 5. Hey, at third and 8. Raw to Simpson. Play McDermott may regret. Anderson rolls, throws on the run, complete first down. That's the tight end, Dan Ross. Good job from Anderson to slip away from pressure and find his tight end. Second catch of the game for Ross. 1st and 10 from the 47. Coming up on 7 minutes left in the game. Handoff, Brooks. Off tackle, gets to midfield. Pick up of 3. 22 carries, only 44 yards for James Brooks. The defense done a terrific job containing the Bengals running game all day. Both defenses have been spectacular across the board, although OJ had started to get things rolling. Handoff. Big stop there. Archie Griffin gets his first carry of the game. He goes nowhere. 3rd and 7. Clock continues to roll. Anderson drops. Stands in. Pass. Incomplete. Intended for Ross. Good coverage there, and the Bengals will have to punt again. Johnson will try to pin the Bills' feet. 5:42 remaining. 2-point game. Angle to the sideline and out of bounds at the 8. 3rd punt inside the 10 for Lee Johnson in this one. 5:37 left in the game. The Bills 13-1 regular season. In danger of going to waste. Ferguson drops back. Pass left-hand side. Oh, big hit. Ken Riley hammers Dawson Knox, and it's broken up incomplete. 2nd and 10. Knox went up for that one, and Riley hammered. 2nd and 10 for Buffalo. Ferguson wants to change something. And off it's OJ up the middle. Only gets a couple. 3rd and 8 from the 10. Again, deep in their own end here, but I still think you've got to throw this ball somewhat aggressively. Only 5 minutes left. You don't want to let the Bengals get the ball back. They have a chance of sitting on it. Ferguson stands in. Pass. Fires. Complete. First down. Elbert Dubenian out across the 40. Ferguson hits him out to the 42. Biggest throw of the game from Joe Ferguson. Standing in, the pocket starts to collapse around him, but Ferguson throws a dart to Dubenian. First down, Buffalo. Ferguson, short drop. Rolls right. Pressure coming. Ferguson tries to get away from it. Ferguson hits the deck. He's just shy of the first down, but Joe Ferguson escapes the pressure. Picks up 8. 2nd and 2. Nice job by Ferguson.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Handoff. Simpson inside the 45. First down, down to the 43. 137 yards rushing for O.J. Simpson here in this one. That'll get us down to about the 3-minute mark. Again, Scott Norwood missed from 44 yards out on the Bills' last drive. An opportunity to give them the lead. This game may come down to Norwood's leg yet. Ferguson, pass there, complete to Benian, down inside the 40 to the 35. It'll be 2nd and 3. Ferguson now 11 of 19. That's the 3rd catch of the game for Dubenian, brought down by Ken Riley. Coming up on 2.5 minutes left here in this ball game. Ferguson, handoff. Simpson again. Simpson cuts back. Simpson finds a gap down inside. That'll get us to the 2-minute warning. 8-6 Bengals in what has been a knockdown, drag-out defensive affair. But the Bills driving. Ferguson, handoff. OJ again. That time he's stuffed. Picks up a yard, and that's it. Joy after the play there. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Norwood kicking into a net, hoping for redemption on the sideline. 2nd and 9. Simpson. Stop. At the 20. 3rd and 7. LeMar Parrish comes up. So now if you're the Bills on 3rd and 7, what do? Are you playing for the go-ahead field goal here, or are you trying to get the first down and take the field goal equation out of it? We shall see. OJ is out of the game right now. 3rd and 7. Oh, they faked that draw. Ferguson looks, pass, complete. Dubenian down inside the 5. And now the Bengals have to take a timeout. Dubenian's knee hit inbounds. The clock was going to keep on running. Bengals burn a timeout. So that was a similar play to the play they ran with Simpson earlier. But this time it's a fake. They throw it. 1st and goal from the 4. 1:05 left. Simpson back in the game. Ferguson keeps it himself. Ferguson, touchdown, Joe Ferguson. The fake handoff to Simpson going left. Everybody bites, and Ferguson runs it in himself from 4 yards out. Touchdown Bills, who take the lead here in the final minute. Technically not. 1:01. 12-8 Bills. Got to think a 2-point conversion is coming here. Actually, no, in a 4-point game. Never mind. Regular extra point here from Norwood. It is up, and it is good. 11 plays, 91 yards in 4:36. And now it comes down to the arm of Ken Anderson. Again, Anderson will be in the MVP conversation this year. He has been terrific. He will have a little bit less than a minute, presumptively, to get the Bengals down the field in the hopes of the big upset. LeMar Parrish, a dangerous return man, is back in the end zone. Kick here, the short kick, taken out the 10. Parrish out across the 20 to the 25. 75 yards between the Bengals and a conference championship game berth. 13-8 Bills. 58 ticks left on the clock. Anderson in the shotgun. Stands in. Pass over the middle. That's a short one. That's Dan Ross. It's complete, but that's only 4 yards. That's not going to do enough for you. And the Bengals will take a timeout there. 1 timeout remaining for Cincinnati. Remember, a field goal does nothing. Everybody in the building thought O.J. Simpson was going to get that ball. And Joe Ferguson keeps it, takes it in himself to give the Bills the lead. Anderson rolling right, pressure. Anderson goes down. No. Oh, did he get the pass off? No, that's a sack. That's a sack. Down he goes, 3rd and 13. A little surprised they're not taking the timeout here. Anderson gets back to his feet, tries to get them back to the line quickly. Cross back, pass. Caught at the marker, and now they'll use the timeout. Out to the 36, but only 16 seconds left. You've got to go down the field here if you're Cincinnati. First and 10. Anderson steps, looks for space, and he's going to have to throw this one away. Oh, I don't know. I still feel like you've got to try to take a shot at that rather than throw it away. I think you've got to try to take a shot to make a play there. Ten seconds left. Maybe you've got 2 plays. Anderson floats one on the right-hand side. There's nobody there, and it's going to come down to this. Anderson's going to end up having to airmail this one and hope for the best. Third and 10. Howie the Bernedoodle joining me in the booth. Anderson drops. He's going to air this one out. Pressure. Smith fires downfield. Incomplete. The ball game is over, and the Bills come back in the waning moments and take down the Bengals 13-8. The Bills' sensational season goes on for another week. A terrific effort by the Bengals. A sensational season for Cincinnati. But the Bills live to fight another day, 13-8. Joe Ferguson, the big touchdown run with 1:01 left. O.J. Simpson puts the Bills on his back in the 4th quarter. And a 13-1 regular season that looked like it was about to slip away in Buffalo lasts for another week. Oh, that was a fun one. Not a lot of offense, 260 and 267 in total offense. 13 first downs for the Bengals, 16 for the Bills. Neither team turned it over. Time of possession, not much of a difference there. 1.5-minute difference. I really thought that missed field goal from Norwood was going to end up being huge. But Joe Ferguson, the 4-yard run. Let's see if we can dig up the highlight. That's right. It goes from that order. This is the winner right here, folks. In the shotgun. Handoff. The fake to Simpson, and look at the Bengals defense. Everyone goes the one way. They thought Simpson had it. Ferguson keeps it, makes his dash for the end zone, and is in for the score. And that is your winner. Anderson, 19 of 34 for 195. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Bills contained him well, though. Anderson certainly was fine. But the Bills were able to avoid giving up the big play. Ferguson, 12 of 20 for 131. No interceptions. That was key, as we talked about in the introduction. OJ, 29 for 152, leads the way on the ground. James Brooks, 44 yards rushing on 22 carries. Again, the Bills, terrific job containing him. Pickens, 8 catches for 99 yards, leads the way for Cincinnati. Albert Dubenian, 4 for 78. 3 of those in the fourth quarter. Leads the way for Buffalo. Leading tackler Shane Conlon had 10. Jim LeClair had 9, including a sack. For the Bengals. Bengals had 4 sacks on the day. Bills had 2. And that will bring this one to a close. Well, we'll see if the second half of our doubleheader lives up to billing here. This is going to be a tough one to follow. 13-8. Bills over the Bengals in Buffalo. Buffalo has punched their ticket to the AFC Championship Game. We'll see you at 10 o'clock for which is coming up, for the Chiefs and Colts from Indianapolis to see who the Bills will face for the title. Remember, the Chiefs handed the Bills their only loss of the regular season. Buffalo 13-1. Their only loss was to Kansas City. We'll see if the Chiefs get another crack at them, but the Colts are going to have something to say about that. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, bang that like button if you haven't as of yet. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most important, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Bills take down the Bengals to advance to the AFC Championship Game. 13-8 here in Buffalo.